Welcome back, house guests, to your favorite podcast recapping competitive reality TV, specifically Big Brother Season 27. I'm your host, Matt, joined by the funny one and my wife, Meg.
Hello. I think we're also people's favorite married couple, too.
That's so true.
I think favorite podcast and favorite married couple.
You're
welcome.
We are Backdoors and Blindsides, recapping week 9 of Big Brother 27, episodes 26, 27, and 28. Couple people go home. A couple new alliances are maybe formed, shattered. Batshit week, controversial week on the show, and we're in the final stretch of Big Brother 27 as we're officially in jury, and we have the Mastermind's month of mayhem left to unfold until finale night, just 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, I feel like we have a lot of gameplay to happen in a very short amount of time, and through the White Locust, they were able to, kind of expedite the weeks a little bit. But I think if anything, this week of Big Brother kind of really put the nail in the coffin for me that it's just kind of cursed. This season's kind of cursed.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say, the accelerated gameplay, I mean, why does it have to be accelerated? Why couldn't we just get an equal amount of gameplay every week for this entire season?
Because football started and we have to work a little faster now.
I'm just saying that we're working really quickly to get all these people out when I feel like we were dragging our feet the whole season. And
we did kind of drag for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I just think there were a couple major lulls that now we, at that expense are getting a much more rushed show for these next couple of weeks. I mean, we only get 2 episodes next week.
Right. Or maybe only have 16 house guests. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe try that.
Yeah.
If they would have, benched Riley, I'm sure this whole thing would have gone a little more smoothly.
Oh my God. Is there any update on that?
He's poking around on social media a little bit more. I saw today he screenshotted his Instagram dashboard to show everyone he has over 20K followers, and on the professional dashboard, you can see how many people view your page. He has 4 million.
Is that specifically to plug for advertisers or something like that? Influencer shit?
He was responding to Cedric from last season.
Yeah, and he's on the challenge.
Yeah, he's on the challenge right now. He was responding to Cedric because
Cedric.
Yeah, young Ceddy. He was responding to him because Cedric screenshotted his kind of dashboard and was saying that he needs a social media manager or work with a management company.
Gotcha.
But it was hilarious because he has more followers than Riley, but less impressions of people coming to his page. So Riley kind of blew him out of the water and being like, yeah, I do too.
Well,
with my 4 million impressions. I mean, because people are coming to your page to see if you're doing any fuck shit, Riley.
People are looking for ways to burn you, Mike.
Yeah, that's why we're there.
I don't know that they're doing that with young Ced.
Yeah, and I heard, quick additional note on that. I heard their parents talked, Riley's mom and Catherine's stepmom.
How fucking old are we?
I don't know.
Is everyone not an adult?
I have no idea. It makes no sense.
How old is Catherine? 24?
She's, I don't know.
Was Riley 24
Something,
probably?
They're
all in their fucking early 20s.
Yeah.
And our moms are meeting up?
They didn't talk. They were texting. I saw an interview about it with Catherine's mom, and she was like, I saw what I saw, and
I've officially had enough of the moms and the back and forth on Riley and Catherine. Any dirt surrounding CBS and how they handled it, that's what we're interested in. That's what we'll keep talking about as it comes across our desks. But first, last week we said goodbye to a player who had such a spectacular downfall. It left us all dumbfounded. Mickey, and the fallout of Mickey's eviction, how it affected everyone else in the house. Let's get right into it.
Here's a fun little outtake too on Mickey. So in the wake of her eviction, she's all over, X, Twitter, whatever you want to fucking call it nowadays, Instagram, whatever. She's trying to do the social media thing right now, Good for you, right? You're capitalizing. You have momentum from being on reality TV in the homes of millions of Americans. And she's on X saying, hey, if I get 10K followers, then I'll go live with Jimmy and we'll talk about our beef. And
grasping.
like, they have not talked. They've texted apparently a little bit. But she was trying to gatekeep this apology from Jimmy, or to Jimmy, hinging on her getting 10K followers. And by the way, Jimmy has over 20K followers on X. So now you're leveraging his base.
It just Jimmy, I'd tell her to go fuck herself.
Yeah, it just feels like kind of icky.
Unless it's a payday for both of them.
Yeah, I don't know. She only got up to 6K and she did it anyways with him on
Mickey. Let me tell you what. Mickey
it was so cringe.
Butthurt.
Yeah.
She's got to be the most butthurt out of anyone who's come out of the house so far.
Yeah, probably.
Besides maybe Amy.
No.
Because she never got to play because Rachel.
That's true. She kind of got robbed of an experience, I feel like.
So Mickey leaves the house and not much changes because she was already on the outs already.
Yeah.
That's it to report on, honestly. No one mourned her. And it didn't blow up.
They were all like, sayonara.
Yeah, it didn't blow up any games. It was more like we finally swatted the fly. Now we can get back down to cooking meth. But when Mickey was evicted, we were left with a teaser for the White Locust, a special edition of Hotel Mystère, I guess. They're not explaining these brands.
They're really not. So now these people that are staying at a hotel are going to a resort.
And are they under the same like corporate umbrella?
I would think so.
Free upgrade package?
Like a Costco discount?
Where does Will's London vacation fall into all of this? His cruise with Ava. I do love that Will is critical of the setup because it's not his ideal vacation. But basically what this is it's the outdoor courtyard completely made over. And I saw that there were rumors that it was going to be something like Janky World last season where they were going to leave the cast out for a full week and really make them slum it. Thankfully not. In this case, it's simply just a couple comps to set the stage for the rest of the season. And for some reason, we are maybe just for hits, search engine optimization, whatever the fuck, hashtags, we're ripping off an HBO TV show.
Yeah, and we have Tyler coming back from season 20 of Big Brother, and then he also reappeared for the All-Star season 22. He's out there kind of being the mastermind's concierge. And, we have this buffet of food. They're kind of being wined and dined, a little too good to be true. Yeah. It almost honestly feels a little bit like a Survivor merge party. Like that's the kind of vibe that I got from it. Like this celebratory, like, congrats, here's all this food and all this,
Because they've officially made it to jury. I guess it is kind of the same. It's the same vibe. Celebratory.
Right.
Not for long, though.
No.
Because what we immediately find out is this event is going to send someone home, not at the end of the week, but at the end of the night.
Like right now.
At the end of the Sunday episode. Starting with, what is it? I guess it's technically a two-part competition or two comps tied together.
We're competing for safety in the first one.
Yes, competing for safety from the night. Not even from the week. Just safety for the night. And it's a shuffleboard kind of skill comp with a timer on it. Basically, you're trying to get one item from one end of the table to the other in the quickest amount of time. And who comes out on top? Ava Pearl.
We first had Keanu coming in hot. He landed all three of I think they were drinks or something.
That was like a tiki drink or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
He landed all three on his first try, and we had seen people kind of take a couple tries beforehand. So he lands it, and I'm like, oh, Keanu's got this. He won another comp. And then out of nowhere, Ava comes in and just wipes his time away, and she comes out on top. No one can beat her.
I mean, it's kind of a skill game. It's not so much like an athletic comp. It's not really a puzzle either. It's like it's all about touch.
Yeah.
And
a little bit of luck too, because right, you push the first one, and depending on how hard you push, how hard you'll need to push for the second and third one, which have smaller spaces that you need to land in. So a little bit of both.
So Ava comes out on top, but her celebration is cut very short because all of a sudden she's burdened with the choice to begin the next comp, which is an elimination style competition. It's a maze wheel. So it is a vertical circular maze that you have to spin around while also like on a moving hamster wheel of your own to try and secure a ball, into the center of the maze. We've seen comps like it before, but it's on a timer.
Reindeer games they had last season, pretty much the same exact comp.
The Mastermind's
It's hard to say.
The Mastermind's Maniacal Maze is what they're calling it. I wonder if anyone can get that right in the DR. We should go back and check.
Probably not.
So it's on a timer. The first competitor gets, 6.5 minutes, something like that, to complete the maze. And then each competitor after them gets 1 minute less.
Right.
5.5, 4.5, 3.5. Did they say whether it goes down to like 30 seconds? Like, did they say when it ends?
I think it ends when you run out of time or you can't do it. And so basically what you have is two different games playing out in front of you, which is the game of I want to go early because I want the most time, and the game of I don't want to go at all and I'm hoping someone else fails in front of me.
And everyone wants to go early. At least the Judge Alliance does. You know what's funny is the Judge Alliance, they're all clamoring to go up there, which is interesting because they have the numbers in the house right now. Right? And I think that's honestly where things went wrong. I think, the person who loses, I think they sent themselves home by being so adamant to get up there and compete instead of letting someone else take the fall. I think the whole vision was let's all go so that someone like Kelly or Keanu has 2 minutes and 30 seconds to
that was what they were wanting
to compete. But also there's a chance that they don't have to compete at all.
Exactly.
Depending on how the choices are. So like right away the group becomes,
and don't forget too that the people who are competing get to be put in a pool for HOH, because if you compete in the fastest amount of time, then you become the new HOH. So now you're also wagering, do I want to be HOH this week? Yes, no. Do I think I can compete and be faster and not get eliminated? Yes, no. It's multifaceted. And
what's interesting is a couple people in the house disagree on how to approach that. People within the alliances actually, and I'll reveal that in time, because the timing of this and the order of all of this is very important to the results of someone being evicted from the house. Or I guess not evicted, just fucking sent home, right? Just eliminated.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the controversy, is that this is not an eviction at the end of this competition. You simply just lose.
You got a DNF.
Right.
That's challenge speak for did not finish.
That's tough, man. So Ava gets to choose whoever she wants in the house to start off that chain.
She's safe, but she doesn't get a chance at HOH this week. She gets to select who goes first.
And immediately she's like, God fucking damn it. This is not what I wanted. I didn't want to be on top. I didn't want to have this blood on my hands. So immediately everyone's in her face, but namely one Rachel Riley, actually beyond in her face.
Well, she is dragging her by the arm.
She grabs her immediately in front of the whole house, by the way. Her supposed final two that no one seems to know about.
Across the entire house.
Right.
They get out from the patio, the sliding doors, and then Rachel grabs her arm and basically runs Ava to the storage room. And while she's running Ava to the storage room, she is screaming at Keanu to leave them alone.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, right? Is she's like acting like Keanu is going to do something horribly wrong.
Right.
When I think he's just as interested as everyone else in maybe just quipping over to Ava, something about her selection process. It didn't seem like he's being any more aggressive than anyone else, and certainly not Rachel.
No,
who's clearly the most aggressive here.
That really pissed Ava off. On the broadcast show, they show a little bit of...
Just a little quippy about it.
Yeah, Ava being like, she dragged me. No, Ava was fucking pissed about it. She was all over lives just saying how pissed off she is at Rachel, calling her a bitch, saying all the... Allegedly, Ava called Rachel the C word.
What's the source? Is that on Joker updates? Do we have that in the feed?
That is on video that I've seen spread around.
Okay. Allegedly. That's a good call.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Dropping the... Yeah. In the Big Brother house.
Ava's basically just saying, that bitch deserved it. This bitch, that bitch, this bitch, bitch. Calling Rachel a bitch constantly and being like, she got what she deserved. It's because she ripped my arm off trying to go in the storage room to get me to do whatever she wanted, and I wasn't having it. And then I also saw this week on lives that I think Ava was talking to Ashley, maybe, no, it was Kelly. And she was saying like, yeah, I haven't had like a panic attack in a while. And Kelly was like, yeah, because Rachel's gone. And it was like, you know what? You're right. Rachel was giving me a lot of stress and anxiety. So Ava's done all she can to bury Rachel because she realizes that Rachel is probably going to win America's Favorite Player. And it's been revealed as of late that the whole thing that Ava, her whole bit is to try to win America's Favorite Player.
Yeah, the image has dropped a little bit.
But she has directly addressed the camera saying, well, I guess I'm not going to win now because I got Rachel out, or da-da-da. Like, she is kind of breaking the fourth wall and talking about it to the other house guests that she was angling for America's Favorite Player, but now Rachel's obviously going to get that because she's out of the house.
Man, that's brutal.
And
I feel so bad for her. I mean, that by far is the most aggressive act all season, right? Of her jumping up on Ava and pulling her through the house.
Well,
right?
don't forget, because Rachel grabbed Keanu by the arm, too.
Isn't the first instance of that.
Yeah. Let's just keep your hands to yourself. And and I think that's probably what it's coming off of, too. Ava's probably seen and remembered Rachel grabbing Keanu and being forceful in the competition, getting her way. And it was probably like, yeah, you're not going to get your way with me now. I've seen how you act.
Well, we get into the DR, and obviously this is afterwards, right? This is a recap. Rachel saying into the camera, like, Ava has no idea what she's doing in this situation, really putting down her ability to make the right choice. So, I mean, it's pretty fucking offensive if you're Ava, right? Like, you're being distilled down to just a pawn in front of the entire house. And like anyone, like, she's too proud for something like that. She's playing her own game. She's playing with Rachel, not for Rachel.
Right. And don't forget too, last week she was in the middle of that beef when Keanu was trying to
and she
talk to her.
Fuck you to both of them.
Yeah. And she was like, keep your name out of your mouth. Like, so she's probably tired of being pushed over. She's already had that public outburst with Keanu where he was saying, you know, you have a prompt to read or something. And she's like, just because I look like this and dress like this doesn't mean that. She probably encounters people like this all the time in her life, I would guess. And she's probably fed up by it.
So she makes what I think is a pretty smart decision. She does not go with Rachel. No. She does not go with Keanu, another person who was campaigning, but more casually, like, I'll go up.
We have Lauren, Keanu, Rachel, Morgan, and Vince. They all volunteer to go first.
Yeah.
Because Ava is panicking and she asks for volunteers.
A lot of asking for volunteers this
season.
And it's just kind of a sign of, and maybe it's not
Play
on the
player.
Game. Dude, maybe it's also on the game itself. It's like, I don't know what to fucking do. All of this is weird. It doesn't really make sense for like traditional Big Brother. So I guess who wants to go?
Because no one watched the show, so they don't even know what traditional Big Brother is.
Yeah.
So that's the problem.
That's a good point.
That's the problem, is a production casting issue. That's what it comes down to.
She ends up choosing Vince because she says it's the least amount of blood on her hands, which I think I agree. He has alliances. He's aligned with everyone in the house. Yeah. So it's like,
he can get the blood on his hands, and he sure did.
Yeah, like everyone can't be mad at me for putting up Vince because he's also a threat, and also everyone might do the same. And now it's your problem, Vince, right? Of course, that turns into a much bigger issue for Vince himself. But Vince goes out. He rips the maze wheel. I'm not calling it the other thing this entire podcast.
The master,
and it's too much.
Maze.
And he comes back, no problem, right?
Yeah, easy. I think he had a couple minutes left.
Now, what choice does Vince have? Well, of course, he should be thinking about his alliance, the judges. And the judges are making that very clear to him that Morgan should go next because Morgan is a threat to some people in the house. She's been winning comps. She's been put up on the block before. Let's get Morgan safe. We'll put her up, and then she'll come back. She'll choose Rachel. She'll choose the bigger targets of the judges to guarantee their safety first, and then we'll decide where to go from there. Vince is once again caught in between two players / the entire house, trying to keep everyone happy, trying to maximize his outcome situations for the rest of the game, and he is keen on getting Lauren in to guarantee her safety because he is close with Lauren.
Right. He is fearful that if he doesn't pick Lauren, that Morgan's going to be picked regardless.
Sure.
He thinks he can convince Lauren to pick Morgan next. And his whole angle is, how do I keep both of my closest allies in this game? Which, by the way, Lauren is not in the Judges Alliance, so should not be considered, right? Because we're trying to move as a unit. We haven't had a truly strong alliance this entire season. It looks like we're getting some stability and some stamina here with the Judges. So, like, stick to the Judges. Morgan is begging and pleading that the Judges Alliance stays intact and that Vince just does the damn thing and sticks to the alliance. And basically, he tells and promises Lauren that he'll pick her next. And it ultimately leaves Morgan feeling like Vince is choosing Lauren's safety over Morgan's.
Well, that's exactly what he does.
That's exactly what it does. So Morgan freaks out.
He's not just choosing Lauren's safety over Morgan's safety. He's choosing Lauren, singular, the person, over his entire alliance. Blatantly in front of all of them, when Vince,
She's outside your alliance.
How about you go to Morgan and you say, Morgan, I need Lauren safe. She's going to be an ally to us. Open up to the Judges. They already fucking know that you guys are working together. Just say, guys, I need to guarantee Lauren's safety. I need one of you guys to pick her, and then she'll pick whoever makes the most sense for us, whether it's, and I guess they were really worried that she was going to put up Kelly to succeed. When their goal, it seemed like,
that's what Lauren wanted to do. She wanted to pick Kelly to give Kelly more time.
Here's the problem is that they being the Judges, came into this event with a target in mind. I think they very intently wanted to get Kelly in at the last moment to get her out. And it's very important to note that Ashley is the one to tell Rachel, and I think they're talking about the HOH, but it's relevant here. Safety is what matters for this. Don't think about the HOH. Don't think about the target. Think about your own direct safety.
Yeah.
And I think it's Rachel leading the Judges in this crusade to have this order in a specific way, make sure that enough of them compete, and then get Kelly or Keanu out at the end of it. She's looking at it as like here's how I can have my hand in the person that leaves this house.
Trying to time it perfectly.
So the person, I mean, it's so clear that was her downfall. The person who was meddling the most in this event that you don't know a ton about, was just sprung on you, is the person who ultimately went home.
Right.
Because you had the wrong read on it.
Kind of karma a little bit for me in that sense.
You tried to big brain it when it's like you should be looking out for yourself before reaching too far.
Right.
So
Vince picks Lauren.
Yes.
But he tells her, I'm only picking you, Lauren, if you can guarantee to me right now that you will not pick Kelly next and that you will pick Morgan. Because that's Vince's whole thing. He says, I can control Lauren to pick Morgan. I cannot control Morgan to pick Lauren.
Yeah. That's
his whole end game.
Yeah.
Right? So he basically gets Lauren to promise him that she will pick Morgan next under those conditions. I will pick you next, Lauren, if you then subsequently pick Morgan after your round.
I didn't think she was going to do it.
I didn't think so.
I thought she was going to put Kelly up and it was going to be a huge moment for the house. I mean, it could have been a huge moment for Lauren. That's where she could have angled. She had a better angle than, anyone else. So I understand why they didn't want her going up there when she did. It was a stupid move by Vince. Shocker.
Yeah.
He made another mistake.
Idiot man.
Lauren completes it with ease. She comes back and she does stay true to her word. She puts Morgan in next. She
does put her in, but she's going back and forth. She really wants to choose Kelly. She really wants to give Kelly a shot. Somehow they've been aligned the past couple weeks. We wouldn't know because the camera's never fucking on Lauren.
No.
Because she's fucking quiet and just like wallpaper in that house. And don't forget, too, Lauren's last HOH, her first HOH, she put Kelly on the block.
That's right.
But now
everyone was putting Kelly on the block those first couple of weeks. That was a given.
But what are we all best pals now? I'm kind of confused why she's really gunning for Kelly.
It's not like she has a lot of other people in the house.
No, she doesn't. Now that Riley and Catherine are both out.
She has to see the writing on the wall
Zach.
with Vince and know that he's not a reliable person. Even if he's showing allegiance in that moment, he might flip back around.
No, he's flip-flopped this entire game.
Yeah. He's one tearful conversation away from putting you on the block, Lauren. I swear to God. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Is that foreshadowing, perhaps?
He is working entirely on his emotions in the moment. Or at least maybe he's thinking through everything so much that he just spins and
whoever's in his ear last.
That's exactly it. Yeah, it could literally just be timing.
Yeah.
So Morgan goes in again, completes the comp with what it seems like relative Eve. Like there's no like quick countdown, down to like there's no buzzer beater with any of these like 4 people.
A couple minutes
running
left
this comp.
still.
And I think and Morgan went in at 4.5 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe she did it.
Right. Because Vince had 6, Lauren had 5, Morgan had 4.5 minutes. Who's next goes in with 3.5 minutes. Everyone in the house seems to think that this is like the last safe slot.
Right.
And that includes all of the people who have already done this comp. Vince, Lauren, and Morgan seem to all be pretty sure that whoever goes in this slot is going to be safe. And then the final 2 or 3 might be the ones who have troubles.
Right.
So the judges continues their mission here. They put in Rachel next.
Rachel's excited. Rachel's safety. She in the beginning of the episode said that the 3.5 minute mark was a little dicey. Like, that's right in the middle. Like, could be too much time, could be too less time, too few time, too something like that. And she's going in. She's going to do it. She's going to come back. Everyone's talking, scattering in the house while she's outside. They're like, okay, she's going to pick this person. Who's she going to pick? Like, how are we going to what's this 10 minutes going to look like when she comes back in the house? And who is she going to pick next?
Meanwhile,
that's the conversation. There is no whispers, not a single whisper about like, oh, well, like, what if she doesn't make it? Like, nobody is thinking like that.
No, everyone's in game mode, which is how you should be in that situation. You got to know where to go. Meanwhile, we cut to Rachel in the maze wheel, and she doesn't even know where to start. She never gets out of the gate.
No, she never gets past like the first little turn on the maze, and she basically just, I'd say she goes in circles, but she can't even do that in the game. So she times out, and she just flails the whole time. And before this was aired, people on lives knew that Rachel went home. Her face was grayed out on the memory wall. People saw, people were talking about it in the house, and people were pissed. They're like, how could Big Brother do her so dirty? Whatever. I mean, people were trying to like call for a boycott of the show. People were pissed.
Yeah.
And then it aired, and then I think everyone was like, oh, we kind of understand now.
She just biffed it big time.
And the whole thing was that people thought it was she went out solely on a competition. That's not what happened. You did have elements of social strategy in there. You had 2 chances to save yourself. You had the table sliding game that Ava won, and you had this competition. You also got to kind of finagle where you went. She couldn't do that. She wanted to go first. And to be completely honest, even if she went first, I don't think she would have got it. With 6.5 minutes, I don't think she would have got it, because the issue wasn't, at the last 10 seconds, she figured it out. Up until the very end, when that buzzer rang, she had 0 progress. She wasn't understanding the method or the strategy behind the game. So that's the issue here. It was not she ran out of time. It was she never got past the first barrier.
I got a lot of messages with people echoing that.
Yeah.
Joel, who's a great listener, messaged me a couple days ago. He had just caught up and said Rachel wasn't going to make it even with the full clock on.
No.
And
it's unfortunate, but but that's how it was. And
it's embarrassing.
Yeah. I mean, it really shut up the fans, because people were in the comments being like, what was bad was Big Brother tried to promote the White Locust
night,
basically. And I looked on, it had been posted for maybe an hour at the time I saw it.
And they were getting killed, right?
It had like 6,000 comments on it. Usually they range in between, you know, I'd say like 2,000 to 4,000 comments maybe on every post ish. Maybe it averages out to. They had over 6,000 in the first hour.
Holy shit.
They deleted it. Because people were everyone knew what happened, and everyone in the comments was spoiling what happened. They're like, this is what happened. Rachel goes home, boycott the show.
Oh man, all those people looked like fools then.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like Big Brother has a chance to do the funniest thing. Just like whenever like Brady would have a shitty game, just like, this your GOAT? Is this your GOAT, Big Brother universe?
Well, God. But you know, we go back to, you know, our conspiracy with Riley and how that was a production orchestrated thing. Okay, let's dive into, put our conspiracy hat back on, right? So if production is very blatantly meddling, like they did in the Riley eviction, allegedly, why wouldn't they do it here? Rachel is by herself in the courtyard. No other house guests are around. Only Tyler is there as the concierge, kind of hosting the game, if you will.
Yeah, he's on the corporate side.
Right.
He's a stooge in this situation.
Yeah, he's corporate. And you think if they were meddling, they would have seen Rachel fail so miserably and just been like, a producer comes out and says, all right, Rachel, you sucked at that. Step aside. I'm going to show you how it works, right? This is not a flat puzzle where you can, like, you know, maneuver the board in a way that you need it to work. She never saw the negative space or like the sides as the top and bottom that she needed it to be. Yeah. So if they had a producer that came in there and just showed her how to function the wheel and be like, all right, we're going to scrap that first take and you're just going to do it again. And if you go out this time, then it's on you.
Really humiliating. I mean, that was the by the end of it, it was just humiliating to see her on that.
She did production's dirty work. She got out Riley, helped get out Catherine, and the controversy is gone. On to the next one. Morgan and Vince. Vorgan is their name.
Vorgan? Oh my God. Absolutely
it's
not.
Bad.
We're not doing Vorgan on this show.
Well, I almost misspoke. I started to say Vorgan, and then I had to correct myself and say Vince and Morgan, and then lead into the Vorgan thing.
Not on Backdoors and Blindsides, I tell you. But I will give this moment a lot of credit. The shock inside the house when it's announced that Rachel
blood drained from
fails
faces.
The challenge, the comp, is the most real drama that we've seen all season.
People
That's
are like,
how you know it can't
no
be
way.
staged, because they were so fucking shocked.
Yeah, people were. They didn't know. They thought they wholeheartedly believed that she was coming back through those doors. But instead, to add insult to injury, a little salt to the wound, if you will, they made her leave out a tunnel.
You can exit through the tunnel.
Yeah, this like rock-looking door doesn't even get a queen's exit into her, interview with Julie immediately. Does not get a vote out. She still never was on the block this season. Don't forget. She had not a single vote cast against her because of that.
Yeah.
So that's huge. So to go out in that way, they 100% robbed the audience of watching Rachel squirm on the block for a week or, a few days at least if she was a renom after a veto was used.
Do you think she ever would have been up at this point though?
We don't know. We will never know.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying we were absolutely robbed of that. I wanted to see Rachel weave her webs. I wanted to see her backstab and throw under the bus and squirm and fight for her life, to give her eviction speech.
Yeah.
I want to hear her eviction speech in front of the whole house.
She's a TV star and she didn't really get her TV moments.
No.
At least on like the back half of the season.
She did get a very scripted, like, you guys better fight. I'm going to be holding a hard jury against you. And that whole speech before she left, I was like, all right, where's her earbud?
Yeah. Well, they had to give her something. They had to give it some type of energy because honestly, she was probably speechless.
Well, she walked out.
The rest of the house was.
The house was just in utter shock, shell shock from it. And they're just watching her leave like, is this real life right now? Is this really happening? And she's like, clap for the queen as I exit. Yeah. And they're all like, Oh, fuck. Shit's real. She's leaving.
Crazy ending to that whole event, and not at all what we expected going into it. Not exactly a double eviction, but someone goes home on a Sunday versus on a Thursday, right? That kicks off the week.
Yeah.
But after Rachel has her retreat into darkness, I guess, we say farewell to Tyler, and not before he announces the head of household, which was the fastest time to complete the maze wheel within that group, the group that was put up / volunteered, whatever. And the quickest time is Lauren.
Second HOH of the season.
Right.
Congrats.
Our second, double HOH, right? Vince had 2.
Yeah.
And then Lauren gets her second.
Way to go, idiot Vince.
I know, right? Well, it's like, great. So, like, you guarantee her safety, but now she is going to blow up your fucking alliance that you're in, dude.
Who does she put up? She puts up the entirety of what's left of the Judges Alliance,
including
except for
Morgan.
Yeah. She puts up Will, Ashley, and Morgan. And Will, honestly, like, he went, it was pretty easy for him. Don't forget the last time Lauren put Will up, he was pissed.
Yeah.
He was acting like he had poo-poo in his diaper.
Well, and it was like right after someone else, Jimmy had put him up too. He kind of felt like he was being targeted because he was one of the older players. I mean, not the case anymore because he really forged some deep connections in the house. But
my biggest criticism of him last time he was on the block under Lauren's HOH is that he straight up said in a previous episode that he doesn't talk game with Lauren at all.
Right.
And then he's like, why am I up? Why did she put me up? Da, da, da. And I'm like, well, you just answered your question a little while ago. But this time he said, we talk, but we don't really talk game. So I get it. So he's singing a completely different song this time around being on the block and is just being like, okay, I get how the game goes now.
Well, and he feels a lot safer because he had good odds going into this. He knows that if he's sitting next to Morgan, he's going to stay. Because I think a lot of people like view Morgan as like more of a threat, right?
Right.
He seemed to feel pretty good about, and especially, you know, like, well, later on when Keanu goes in as a replacement nom. But here's where Vince made another crucial mistake before noms are made, right? He could have gone to Lauren and said, Lauren, I'm in an alliance with Rachel, RIP, Will, Morgan, and Ashley. You're still my final 2, but I need to keep them safe this week. Put up other people. Put up one of them. Put up Ashley.
No, that would make me want to put them up more, though.
You think so?
So great. You're in a secret alliance without me. You're telling me that I'm your number 1, really just to control my HOH now. No, I would have been like, bet your whole alliance is on the block now. Vince tattled on you guys.
So they're fucked either way. I mean, she does say that she's done playing for other people, that she's only making choices that are good for her game. I don't know why Vince is still acting like he has a shot of like making it to final 2 with her. Because I don't think, I mean, it sounds like her new final 2 might be with Kelly, which we talked about a couple weeks ago. That Lauren and Kelly teaming up could be something to see the end of the game.
Because they both had final 2s with Vince, and Vince is being wishy-washy or flat out forgetting that they exist. Yeah. So they're like, oh,
we're
guys
just going to have a final 2 with each other.
Yeah. cut out the middleman there.
Well, it's embarrassing again for Vince and the mistakes that he made. But before we move on from the White Locust, we talked a little bit about how this is a blatant ripoff of the White Lotus, the HBO show. Honestly, I don't know why they chose something so on the nose that, like, even as we're talking about it on the show, we keep saying White Locust, White Lotus. Like, I'm sure people in the house were getting it mixed up too. How many edits did they have to make? How much, hit the cutting room floor? Because everyone keeps getting the title of this wrong. It's far too similar.
I wrote it down as White Lotus
because it's
in my notes.
It's
and
like
I was like, oh my God, I did it again.
It's one of the biggest TV shows in the world right now.
Yeah.
Everyone's obsessed with it. It's got some crossover because Mike White was on Survivor.
Right.
Like,
CBS Family.
And so I guess maybe they're just trying to like play nice with him. They're trying to give him a little bit of a hat tip.
Maybe.
But it's not good for the brand because everyone's just going to get it confused.
Well, you hear how they all pronounce it. It's the White Locust.
Yes.
The White Locust.
Because no one's saying the White Locust just around the house.
Oh, the White Locust.
It's only in the DR where they have to be like, hey, check, take 2. White Locust.
Right.
Vince, get it right. You know what I mean? I'm sure it happened with every single player in the recap, but I provided some alternatives. I mean, if we want to be this on the nose, comparing it to famous cinematic hotels and television and movies,
give it to me.
You know, I had a couple other ideas as well. And they're kind of situational based on the player at hand. First off, I just want to say, like, during Rachel's attempt at the maze wheel, we should have seen creepy twins. We should have seen imaginary bartenders, weird sex stuff with a guy in a bear costume, blood-soaked elevators, because it may as well have been the Sloverlook Hotel.
Oh, no. Well, that was a good one.
I'm really looking forward to Lauren's upcoming role in the John Wick universe, being the concierge at the Continental Hotel.
Oh, no. Oh, he's on a roll. Let him cook.
Well, I'm really happy for Ava getting to work with a fellow eccentric, one of our favorites, Wes Anderson, in the Grand Budapest Hotel. That's a more pleasant one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But I'm going to end with a far meaner one.
Okay, I love that.
Because I actually, Wes and I, personal friends, right? So we spoke a little bit. His original intentions were to actually cast Vincent Morgan in something just a little more adult, Hands Off the Chest Hotel.
Oh, no.
That's all I got.
Oof. Those were great.
I think all of them are more interesting than White Lotus. Lotus. Just, put a little, like show me why this is the White Locust.
I mean, I think it's all kind of silly to begin with, because we're supposed to already be at a hotel, and now we're at a different hotel.
Yeah, that's, I guess, like the most challenging thing is it's a lot of like name soup. Right.
And then the mastermind, we got to see him for the first time in however many weeks. I think my biggest criticism of Big Brother over the course of history is they don't really stick to the bit. They don't really stay on theme for the most part. And you kind of forget. You're like, oh, yeah, Hotel Mystère. Oh, I forgot that's what we're doing.
Right. It's like, oh, remember the theme, guys? We've got to go with the theme because we got to just like work out the decoration. We've got to make this challenge like kind of interesting. I feel like it was easier in like the AI shit that they were doing last year with Ainsley.
No, that was worse. I hate it.
You think it was worse?
Yeah.
But it's just easier to pull like technology terms out of your ass and make it like all kind of run together instead of making everything seem the same but different.
I just don't need a theme. Not everything needs a theme. I do a lot of like event type branding, and people try to theme the event that they already do. And I'm like, not everything needs a theme. The theme is your business.
The event, right.
Big Brother is the theme. Can we play some old school Big Brother? Or at least some like better new school Big Brother? That would be great.
No. You can have White Lotus. You can have Hotel Mystère, and Rachel's going home in a fucking body bag.
And a cheat man's happening. That's what I can get.
So Lauren once again nominates the rest of the judges, Morgan, Will, and Ashley. And then we get pretty much right from noms into the veto.
Yeah.
Which is the classic, which has been around for what? I think at least like 10 seasons now, maybe longer. I know it's post Rachel season.
Yep. It was
BB
season
Comics.
16.
Yeah.
They introduced BB Comics, and it has been kind of a new school Big Brother staple that they do every year as a veto competition. And the whole premise is that every single one of the house guests gets a little comic book cover of themselves. And they're kind of zip lining or kind of swinging from a platform into this and looking into this small window where these posters of their comic are laid out in a certain order, and they have to replicate that order, but they also have two versions of the same poster with subtle differences. So they need to find the difference and place the posters in the correct order. Fastest time wins.
One where all of the strategies have been thrown out there, right? Like it's been done to death, but everyone chooses their own. It's not like there's one strategy that is more successful than the others. It feels like it seems like it's just the right player going with their preferred way, because right there's a couple different ways that we see people go about it. We see some people lay them all out at first, and then notice the differences, try to make the differences, and then they put each, one up on the board as it's correct. We see people put the board together before even going down the zip line and then making the changes from there, right? There's a million different ways that you can go about this, and that's one reason that I always like watching big BB comics, is because you're guaranteed to see someone play it differently pretty much every time. And we can talk shit about how they're doing it correct or they're doing it incorrectly.
And also, it's just the house guests get excited about it. Same with like Otev, right? Same with like Zingbot, which is, the little guy. I think we'll be introduced to him this week.
Yeah, coming up next week.
So it's just kind of like a Big Brother staple. Everyone gets excited to make it to this point, to play in this veto, kind of like an honor to do it. And you just want to see your comic as you're up there. It's fun, right? So let's get into some of the designs and executions of these comics. So in front of me, which we can share on the screen, I have this piece of paper that ranks all of the BB comics. I tried to take out some subjectivity of it. If anyone ever watched 4 Weddings on TLC, the later versions of that kind of had these categories that the contestants would assign numbers to, and then that would, equate to the grand total score to kind of help with skewing of the results. So I ranked each of these comics for the innovation of the name, their superhero or villain name, the slogan that was on the kind of bottom or the side of it, the concept creativity, and just the general execution.
And we just want to reiterate, if you're listening to the audio version of this, there's a visual component on YouTube, Backdoors and Blindsides. It should be available, as you're listening to the podcast. And we're probably going to plug some of this on our Instagram as well.
Yeah. And I gave each of these a score from 1 to 10, 1 being the least, 10 being the most successful. And the overall score, the highest possible score you could get, is a 40.
How much time did you put into this?
It really didn't take that long, like 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, man. All right.
I blew through it.
So if you aren't watching the YouTube video, pull these up. You can Google BB Comics, BB27 Comics, and see what we're talking about to refresh your memory. Scroll through them and play along at home. How do you want to start?
Let's start with the best ones.
Okay.
And then we'll get into the worst ones.
Our favorites.
We'll have some comments thrown in about some of the other ones that kind of were in the middle. And then we'll go through superlatives. So the ones that I gave the best name to and the worst name, worst execution, things like that. So we'll drill down into each of those categories. And then I'll also post this chart of my scorings for each category and for each BB comic poster. And you guys can tell me if you agree with me. And I don't really care if you do or don't.
Confirm that we're correct.
I'm always correct. So coming from a brand designer here, I know what I'm talking about.
Let's start with, I know we have like 3 favorites. Let's go.
Well, not only is it favorites, it's the winners.
Right.
That make it a little less subjective, a little more objective
Let's
here.
do 3rd place, 2nd place, 1st place.
Okay. So in 3rd place, we have Amy being Mommy Tearist. She scored a 31 out of 40 possible points. Listen, I just love, I just kind of love the artwork behind this. She did cry a lot. I love the movie pun that's happening there. She's crying, you're dying. That's kind of a funny slogan.
People are drowning. I mean, that's pretty intense.
People are drowning.
She's killing people.
Yeah.
It's one of the more violent comics, I feel like.
Honestly, it really is. Yeah. It is one of the more violent ones. Or like a slow, steady burn. So Amy's there in 3rd place. In 2nd place, we have our local DC hero, Jimmy, as the Cobra Couture. He's wearing his Matrix looking outfit.
The gloves. It's the black gloves.
Yeah.
It's the leather gloves that make it for me.
He's got his snake necklace on, and he's also a snake. It's just kind of a fun one, I think.
He's blown up a discount clothing store.
Yeah.
I guess because of his digs at Rachel's clothes.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
And Bad Fashion hisses him off. So love that one.
That's a good pun.
Good pun, interesting background, a lot going on here, a lot to look at. And then number 1 here I have is Ashley as Shower Power, fighting crime and grime. I love a little rhyme situation. We get it in the name and we get it in the slogan. It's a pretty interesting one to look at. A lot of movement there with the water coming out of her shower hands.
Well, the reason I like it the most is she looks the most like an actual comic book character, like an actual superhero.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's that the like building in the background, I feel like gives it that like comic book look to it.
And just her arms are literally like shower heads. I think she's flying, or it looks like, like she's got kind of like a tail of water. I mean, she looks like an actual like cartoon superhero. And
the biggest points that she got were from the creativity and general execution for this, because it's a joke to week 1 of Big Brother.
Yeah.
Right? Like no one else would understand this.
Showergate.
Really. Yeah, Showergate. It was huge. She almost went home because she took a 2-hour shower. So I thought it was so funny that they called back to this. It's something that she can kind of laugh at. Some of these other ones have to do with like their job. I mean, Ashley couldn't have one about her job because she told no one she's an attorney. Well, I think she ended up telling Will and Rachel.
I don't think she's told anyone.
No, she told
did?
Will.
Well, she did have that aside with Kelly where it seemed like Kelly was baiting her, and then they were baiting each other. So it was fun to watch her deflect those inquiries from Kelly.
She told Will, if and when he goes to jury, to please not tell anyone else, because if she's sitting in the final 2 or 3 chairs, she wants to be the one to reveal that, to have this aha moment. I'm not this, dumb, silly girl that you thought I was this whole time. I'm actually an attorney and I've been playing all of you.
Nice.
So she wants this big reveal at the end. So she asked him to.
That would be huge for her resume. Yeah.
It would be. So those are our top 3. And then we get into our bottom 3. So coming in 15th place.
Out of 18, right?
Out of 17.
17.
Yeah. Is the ringer, Catherine. She has a nose for justice.
This stinks.
Is that a nose pun?
No,
is that what
it's
you're doing
not.
There?
It just fucking stinks.
It's so bad. Like the ring, like she's pulling the ring out of her nose in the comic. It looks fucking painful. It has nothing to do with who she is, what she did on Big Brother, her job, anything she accomplished. Nothing.
It just distills her down to, it's no different.
She's a nose ring.
It's like no different if it's just like someone's glasses.
Right.
A fucking like
it's a fixture on your face. Why are we homing in on this?
Like at least a hat, like Ava's sunflower hat is like an accessory that you can do a bit about. But this is just like a normal piece of jewelry that just happens to be on the front of your face instead of the side of it.
It's weird. I don't like it. It's a bad execution. I don't understand the comic book hero, what they're doing. She's pulling the ring out of her nose and like throwing it at people, and like it gets wrapped around them. Bad. Yeah,
it's garbage.
But not as bad as our second worst, which is Zay's.
I think production forgot that Zay was on this show.
I think they did too.
Which often happens with the first person eliminated.
Yeah. But like the cheerleader with his slogan, "Fear the cheer," it's lazy.
He doesn't have any past as a cheerleader, right?
Yes, he does.
He does.
Yes,
okay.
he played in college.
Oh, okay.
Performed in college. I don't know what the correct word is. He did cheerleading.
See, it was so long ago, like you'd lose all of that too. But I guess, like, what are they gonna make a comic about him being a Mormon? Like, that might be a little hairy.
I mean, something else. Give him a cool muscles. Something with his muscles.
He's a door-to-door salesman. I feel like that could have been fun. It's like a supervillain, right? He's a door-to-door solicitor. That's a villain comic.
Yeah, absolutely. Would be hilarious. But instead, he's the cheerleader. Fear the cheer. The slogan's lazy. The name's lazy. The whole concept's lazy. I was pissed off at it. Pissed off.
You're a big Zay fan, too. I think Zay should have been treated better in the comics. Yeah,
but that's why I did the categories, because I wasn't trying to show favoritism. I wasn't trying to pick my favorite player as the best comic. Gotcha. That's what I was trying to avoid. And then we get into the abomination that is the last one, which is poor Peanut Butter and Kelly. You better PB and pray.
This is horrific.
What the fuck is happening in this one? Concept, terrible. Like, at least Zay's was lazy. It wasn't egregious.
Yeah.
She is this giant sandwich stomping on a farm, right? She's a farm girl. She's mentioned that a million times. So I get that reference. I don't understand the PB and jelly one. If the bread should have been on anyone's, it should have been on Adrian's, because he joked about having this bread manse. He carried around this little loaf of, stuffy of a bread. So they got that wrong. The bread should have been on Adrian's. And then the worst part of this whole fucking thing, she's stomping. She has her leg out. She's doing a big stomp.
Like a Godzilla
stomp. Legs are split. You get an upshot a little bit. And what is there in Kelly's crotch? Dripping red jelly.
Ew.
Disgusting.
Ew.
Disgusting. A foul comic. I feel bad for her. That is a terrible comic. I don't know who's designing these, but really, we couldn't come up with a better concept?
No one in whatever room this gets passed through was like, hey guys, why don't we revisit this concept?
If it was a man, it would be different. What is this, period juice that's in a sandwich?
That's fucking gross.
What is it? It's disgusting. It's a terrible comic. I can't believe that made it past. They had all season to do this. Pretty much. You're collecting information. The only one that they really riffed on as far as something happening in the actual show was one, Ashley's, because that was kind of like an inside Big Brother joke. And then you get, maybe Mommy Tearus because Amy was crying a lot. Yeah. That's kind of like an inside thing. And then you have the butler, which was Keanu's, and the hard-boiled detective, which, again, those lost points for being lazy. Because
we've seen it before. Also, like,
you just put them in their punishment outfit. Okay, cool.
Right, and like a drawn version of them in these costumes is not as funny as Keanu with the giant prosthetic ass on his, as Vince sitting inside of the egg structure trying to eat a sandwich. You know what I mean? Like, it's just never going to be as funny as the real thing. So why would we go back to it? Also, Kelly has the most interesting, like, personal detail out of all of them. She's a fucking pilot.
Yeah, and she's a web designer. She's a world traveler. Give me something.
Put her in a plane. Make her a plane. Make her like a fucking Decepticon.
They couldn't be that nice to her. They
couldn't
give her something cool.
Kelly could be Starscream.
Well,
but instead, she's just shitting all over these farm animals on the cover of the fucking comic book.
Leaking out all of her sticky juices onto these poor farm animals.
People are gonna shut this off.
But we'll get into our superlatives, which is best name. We had a 3-way tie for Jimmy with Cobra Couture. Love some alliteration. Super fun. Amy with Mommy Tearist. And then Adrian with Slaying Mantis. That's about the best part about Adrian's is his name, because his poster's fucking horrifying. It looks like he's growing a head from a praying mantis body. Yeah. Like, make the head green. It's flesh colored, and then the body's green, and it's just weird. And then we're having a pun on his is the real Breadator, which, like, then make it do something with bread.
There's bread in, like, the shopping bag of the woman that's very tiny in the corner of the comic book,
I'm just like,
it's
what
not,
are we doing
It's not
there?
a very, like, visible detail. I do love some body horror, so, like, anyone's face on a bug is kind of cool. But
like, make him the bug, because it looks like his head just, like, Legoed, like, like the little Lego heads. Looks like they just popped an Adrian head onto this praying mantis.
Draw him as an actual praying mantis, not just his head on the body. That makes sense.
I just
that
need
would
his skin
require
color
some,
to be
like,
green.
artistic talent.
No, I just need it to be green. I need his head to be green.
Good
That's
point.
all I need.
Good point. But the name's good.
Name's good. Love it.
What about the worst name?
The worst name, we have a 2-way tie for Morgan as Morgan. Okay.
That's trash.
And then Zay is the cheerleader. Both trash.
Yeah, Zay as the cheerleader has to be the worst one, because it's just so boring, generic. It's not the title of a comic. It's not a play on a name. Like, who's going to read the cheerleader?
No. Like, even, you have the slogan "Fear the Cheer." Make it the fear leader, and have him be a villain.
Oh
wow! Look, CBS. It's like you should hire me. It's like I'm doing your job for you.
Well, all of this entire podcast has just been a demo reel for trying to get into the creative room at CBS and for Big Brother.
I fucking guess so. They need it.
Yeah.
And then we go on to best slogan. So while Keanu lost points for creativity, he did get points for the slogan, which is putting the ass in assassin. Hilarious.
We love profanity here on Backdoors and Blindsides.
Love some profanity. There it is, putting the ass in assassin. And he sure did that as the butler. Then we have the best concept, and that goes...
Well, hang on. Worst slogan.
Oh, you want worst slogan?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to do the best and the worst.
Who do we have in the bottom again? Wow, it's like our last one. Morgan and Zay also tie for the worst slogan.
Yeah.
We have doing the Hogfather's dirty work for Morgan, and Zay's Fear the Cheer.
Hogfather's dirty work. It's like implied that she's hiding bodies for the Hogfather.
I guess.
There's no real concept
there's
there.
There's no concept.
And then Fear
there's
the
nothing.
Cheer again. Like, okay.
They used a very similar rhyme in another BB comic in the past. So I'm like, lazy. That whole comic was lazy.
Yeah.
So then our best concept was Ashley, because I love a good pun.
Yeah.
I love a good callback, love a good bit.
And concept is like kind of the overall, like the theme of the comic, the hero that they are, who they are, what this comic is.
Yep. And then the worst concept, I think we've drilled into this one quite a bit, is the peanut butter sandwich on a farm. That was Kelly leaking all her juices everywhere.
Well, it's nothing. It's just
fucking,
a giant. It would be.
I'm offended by it. It's
offensive.
offensive.
It would make more
That's
sense for her to just be a giant woman. Like, just make her a giant woman. That's a fucking that's an old school like 50s, weird like sci-fi movie.
Yeah, but then they wouldn't have a name. Peanut butter and Kelly. Get it? Because Kelly rhymes with jelly.
Man,
it's terrible.
It's so fucking
it's terrible.
Awful.
And then our best execution was Ashley. Again, I just think the slogan rhymes and pairs nicely with the headline. And fun character design, again, that inside joke. And the worst execution, again, is Kelly with the drippy, sticky red substance from her crotch.
Yeah, that's maybe the worst BB comic I've ever seen.
Yeah. Some quick honorable mentions here. We have Rachel as Iconica. Boring. She looks great. Great red dress. Great pose she's making. She looks like she's flying over a city.
I think it's a fine, just like a 5 out of 10 down the middle. There's nothing to hate. There's nothing to love. So it's just kind of.
That's why she places in the middle.
That's where a 5 sits for me. Yeah.
Then we have the Bayou Baddie with Lauren. Whoever's making these, why are we horny for Lauren? Why? We have someone drawn Lauren as the Bayou Baddie. I don't think Lauren has worn a single low-cut shirt, but in her comic, she has an open button down that's tied off, and then you get her bra underneath of it. What is happening here? She's riding 2 alligators. That's pretty cool, I guess. But
yeah, I like alligators.
Yeah, but she ranks in the middle because she I forgot that she was from Louisiana. They mentioned it early on in that episode, though. They're like, don't forget, she's from Louisiana, so when we make this reference later, that you'll understand it. I'm like, okay.
It's like, well, because it's not like she's had enough screen time to like really share any more detail about that.
Exactly. We could barely remember where she's from, and they had to remind us about it.
The most interesting thing about her is the city that she comes out of. That sucks, dude.
Literally, none of these other women have cleavage like Lauren does and exposed skin like that. That's crazy. I don't understand why we're so jazzed up for her as the Bayou Baddie. Then we also have Mickey as Hotlanta. Lazy. Again, laziness. That's a lazy name. That's a thing. That's a thing that's out there. Her character design's really cool. She's got fire coming from her locks. That's awesome.
I think the closest to Ashley in just looking like an actual superhero on the cover of a comic.
Right.
Like
but
Human Torch type.
She places middle of the line because of that absolute terrible name. And then Riley's, they did him so dirty. He has like a lazy eye looking in a different direction than him being head on riding this horse. It just looks
Riley is the only one benefiting from Peanut Butter and Kelly because it's distracting everyone else from just how ugly they made him on this cover. It's really bad.
Also, you put him on a horse stealing money from a train. He's a bull rider.
Yeah, Riley the Kid, Billy the Kid, cowboy, like a famous, cowboy robber.
Show me him riding a bull.
Outlaw.
That's funny, right? We're leaning into people's jobs and other ones. The cheerleader, right? Yeah. We can show Zay being a cheerleader, but we can't show Riley riding a bull. We can show Will as the military man. That's kind of funny.
I like the military
man. As paying homage to him being a veteran.
I like how much Will likes the military man. Yeah. I think that's what made me happiest about his is that he seemed really happy.
Yeah, he was really happy with it. But yeah, give me Riley as like a rodeo clown. That'd be hilarious.
That would be good.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Right? Clowning on him quite literally. But maybe they don't want to continue to ruffle those feathers. So they're
what
trying
do you mean not ruffle the feathers? They made him ugly as sin on the cover of this.
They gave him a lazy eye.
That was the most passive-aggressive shit I've ever seen. At least you could get away with like making a joke at his expense if you turn him into a clown.
Yeah. Yeah. Overall, there's some weirdness in these. I think definitely a lot of misses. As a unit, I don't think that these are as strong as some of the past seasons. Again, kind of a cursed season.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't call the comp a disappointment because I still love watching people play. And there were some good ones out of this, but just not nearly as many gems as you would get in other iterations of BB Comics. But I do want to talk about the actual gameplay within the comp.
And don't forget, I'm going to post my little chart in our video. It'll be up.
Yep.
And
check out our YouTube channel for the full video episode.
You can see if my rankings and my scoring align with your thoughts and feelings.
Visual component. So Morgan comes out on top with BB Comics as the veto competition. She's on kind of a tear lately.
Yeah,
this is her second veto
in a row. She times her time that she won with was 12 minutes and 34 seconds, which I looked up the history of this. It was pretty on par for most of the winners. Kind of, maybe a minute under, a minute more, like in that ballpark, except for the great winner, Casey from BB20. She came in and she won Keanu's veto for him earlier in the season. She finished, listen to me, she finished the same competition in 2 minutes and 17 seconds.
Did she just put them all up and guess?
They had a balance beam component that year. She finished in 2 minutes and 17 seconds.
That's like blind luck. Right?
I had to look that up in multiple different sources because I'm like, clearly this fandom page is incorrect. They forgot a 1. No, they did not. 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Blew it out of the water. I don't think anyone will ever beat that time.
That's fucking wild.
That's
Casey
crazy.
Is a beast, man.
Comp beast.
She's so fun to watch. Fun to watch on the challenge too. But Vince and Morgan, I feel like, get the most time in BB Comics, and maybe it's because like they're both fans of the show. Vince, super fan, whatever. And also maybe just because they were, a fucking item or whatever. But I want to compare the way that the two of them play over everyone else, because we see some people, they keep. Like Ashley, she sets it all up. She runs. She buzzes in. It's incorrect. She keeps going back and forth. That is, I think, a way that a lot of people lose in BB Comics is you keep running to the buzzer over and over and over again. Vince has the approach of I'm triple checking that everything is exactly once before I buzz in, which I don't really understand either. He's only buzzing in the one time, right? Right.
You can buzz in unlimited amount of times. Yeah. It's just whoever locks in correctly the fastest. So I'm like, Vince, buzz in. Okay, who cares for you to go check it again? Buzz in, and then you can look while you're checking.
He literally says, I take the zip line one more time to check my work. Just hit the fucking buzzer first, dude. Honestly,
he would have got it.
A crucial error on his part.
Absolutely.
I don't know if he recognizes that or not. Again, this dude who claims to be an expert on the show just makes a lot of mistakes for someone that has seen every episode, seen every season.
Well, I'm wondering,
has been auditioning for 10 plus years,
delivering pizzas in his spare time to the Big Brother production line.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if he like misheard it or something, because if it was the most amount in the fastest time, you get one lock in, I would get that. Okay, yeah, go check your work. You want to make sure you have the most right. Sure, fine, whatever. Just lock it in. There's no reason not to.
It's never how it's been on the show.
But I'm like, what are we doing? Just lock it in.
Morgan
Hard to watch.
Exactly what I would do here, right? I think she does have the best strategy of...
Well, she won, so she had to have had the best strategy.
She puts them all up. She takes a couple of passes, but the first time she feels good about it, I think this is right, bam, she locks in. And that could have been the couple of 5 or 6 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes even, between her and Vince or her and someone else that puts her over. Is like, yeah, hitting the buzzer is free, dude.
Yeah.
There's no penalty.
That's a good way to put it.
Aside from a little bit of time. But if you feel pretty good about yourself, hit it, right? Like, you don't have to check your work the way that Vince did. But you also don't need to be running to it like every single time that you put something up like Ashley does, because that's just going to wear yourself out.
Well, it also messes with your head, because you're like, wait, if I change that, was that thing wrong? Was that other thing wrong? Like, I think there is some strategy to like not hitting it as many times as maybe Ashley did, but definitely more than Vince did, because he should have hit it sooner. And then you have Lauren, who...
The other super fan
has found herself in a sticky situation as HOH. She doesn't really want to continue to piss people off. She barely says 3 words, so I don't know how she's pissing people off. She sits there and throws it.
Interesting strat.
And then, not only does she tell us, the viewer at home, that she threw it, she tells other people in the house. Why would you tell someone that? You are by yourself out there. You came in second place.
People have thrown veto historically.
Yeah, and it's been this season. It's been far more obvious and in front of an audience where you have to try to play it off. You're by yourself. I gave it my best shot.
It's crazy.
Really wanted to win it.
Has everyone have we thrown veto every week?
Has someone?
I mean, Will's thrown it a bunch.
Well,
I know Vince has thrown it.
Do we think he's thrown it, or you think he wasn't gonna win it?
He threw the wine tasting one, the murder wine one, whatever that was.
Right, but like I don't even know how you can really throw that one completely.
Well, I guess him and Keanu kind of psyched each other out.
Right, but it could have been either way.
Yeah, huge mistake on Lauren's part to tell anyone that she threw it. But here we are, and also at this point, like you've already put up almost half of the house, so. If you win veto and choose not to like use it, then what is there to lose there, right? So instead now and like I guess what happens next is Morgan takes herself down and she puts Keanu up as a replacement because like where else can she go from there? Okay, so now you've pissed off a 4th person in the house instead of keeping your noms the same if you didn't throw the veto challenge.
Right.
I think that the White Locust fucked up everyone's head.
Yeah.
And everyone forgot what they were doing in this game. Forgot the core choices. Well, they didn't
have mommy there holding their hands, telling them how to play Big Brother.
Well,
Rachel.
She'll lead everyone to believe that is the case. Is that she was telling everyone what to do the entire time. And I mean, I think she got a lot of people burned. She being Rachel.
Yes.
By that, but she's gonna obviously stick with that narrative. Because she kind of pulls that with Julie as well. I can't wait for, and it's not, I don't know if we'll ever hear this. Like we go back to Ava's frustration with Rachel treating her the way that she did. These folks going back to watch at home once they're out of the house and seeing that Rachel just keeps saying, well, all these newbies won't listen to me. All these new players won't listen to me and what I have to say.
I think
that's going to piss a lot of people off when they get back to their couch and see that. I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see how some of these relationships unfold. I mean, that's always one of the more fun things about when the season ends is seeing who's hanging out with each other, who travels to see each other, whatever.
Brendan has been running a smear campaign against Kelly and Ava, saying that we will not be associating with them after this season.
Oh, darn.
Oh, no.
We can't go hiking together? Like, what is it? What does that mean? We won't be associating? Is that just like, oh, like the most famous person isn't going to pick up the phone? Is that like the problem?
Rachel will not be casting them in any future endeavors.
Like, I didn't come on Big Brother to be friends with Rachel Riley. I came on to win $750,000. So who gives a shit, Brendan?
Right.
If you're going to call me or not after the show. As a viewer, it's fun to watch who's friends, who hates each other. As a contestant, who gives a shit?
I don't.
God,
it honestly just makes him look a little bit worse on
there's just way too it's self-centered.
Yeah.
Like, it's not about you. It's definitely not about you, Brendan.
Right.
And at this
point,
let's
let Rachel talk about who she's going to talk to at the end of all of this.
And it doesn't matter, and guess what? If one of those two people has won the game, who gives a shit whether you're going to talk to them or not?
Right.
So, yeah, that's crazy behavior. I wonder if, how she would feel knowing that that's what's being spoken. Again, people being spoken for.
No, I think they're completely in alignment. Yeah. They're lockstep.
That's probably how you and I would do it too.
But before Keanu is renommed, he tries to pull some big brain fuck shit.
Again, he doesn't. Oh wait, I'm sorry, not Keanu.
Sorry.
This is when Keanu comes.
Keanu has entered the house now, and has left Keanu at home, I guess. And he's so close, and it pains me for him. He is so close to being an interesting. Well, he is interesting, but
he's interesting.
A good player. He's so close, but he sees it in a very elementary way, very rudimentary, very. That's the newbie I think Rachel's talking about, okay. Right? He wants for Lauren to put Vince on the block instead of him, her closest ally. Everyone knows Vince is Lauren's number one, right. Or Lauren is Vince's Lauren's, whatever it is at this point, that Lauren and Vince are close. So he's trying to be like, no, you need to put Vince up because Vince is tight with everyone and he'll stay. Like, really, you're putting my game in jeopardy if I go up on the block. No shit, Keanu. That's why you're up on the block, because she doesn't give two shits about you. You're a comp beast. You've won all this shit. You've made waves. You had this comeback story. I don't want to sit next to you at the end.
Keanu, I think, is the type of guy where he's just like, it never hurts to ask. But in Big Brother, sometimes it does hurt to ask.
Yeah,
dude.
I'm just like,
you just got to keep your head down.
I'm just like, why are we trying to big brain this?
Well, that's part one.
Pick someone else.
It's part one of Keanu's mistake made around this replacement nom situation, because spoiler alert, she puts him up. She doesn't have a lot of other options.
No.
And it's after he has been put up as a renom. He is locked in that he's going to be competing in the Blockbuster Thursday night. He goes back to her and says, well, you've burned me, so like I'm sorry, but now I'm definitely coming after you next week. Why would you tell her that?
Yeah, I'm like,
what good does that do?
No, it doesn't.
Because now there's no chance that Lauren's going to have a change of heart, because at the end of the day, the HOH is going to be thinking about how the vote is going to be going in every situation, whether it's Will and Ashley,
and they have influence
Will and
over
Keanu,
that vote. Don't
or
forget.
Ashley and Keanu. Exactly. They're going to campaign with the voters to go a certain way. So like you're a replacement nom. Like, maybe he assumes that she was trying to backdoor him. Maybe she was trying to backdoor him. But I mean, Kelly's working with Keanu as well. It doesn't seem like that was the case. And now you've just basically told her, yeah, fuck you. I'm definitely coming for you. What we do have is broken. Dude, you have to say, it's all right. I know it's just a game. I know whether you believe it or not.
Yeah.
You have to say, I know you didn't mean to put me up.
Lie through your teeth.
Because you've just
or just
blown
don't say
up,
anything at all.
Dude,
don't say anything.
You've blown up another fucking chance. And it's not like he has these alliances, but he keeps blowing up his chance to just be cool with someone for 7 days.
I don't think it's happened the entire season. I don't think he's been in a single person's good graces for the entire time. Maybe Will.
Is Keanu fighting for his life the entire time? Yes.
Yes.
Has he had to fight for his life the entire time? Yes. I think he hasn't had to fight as hard as he's made it for himself, though.
No, he never had to fight this hard.
Yes.
No.
Fuck, dude.
Keanu, we want to stop seeing you. We want to see Keanu enter the house and actually game and be an intelligent player in the house.
Well, I'll say this. When we get to the Blockbuster, it's clear that production is not thinking of Keanu, but in fact Keanu, because we go into this room and we see the BB Blockbuster set up, and it's so evidently clear that they want Keanu staying this week.
It's kind of a physical comp. You have to, you're tethered to a rope, and you have to maneuver it through the structure, I think it was like a bellhop cart.
That's what they called it. I mean, it's a jungle gym. Basically, it looks like actually it looks like that fucking stretcher thing at the gym, where there's like a bunch of different handles that you can grab onto.
Yeah, to like assist your stretching.
That's what they say it's used for. I see most people just hanging off of it deadlift. I want to climb all over it. Yeah, most of the time.
But I mean, points for theme, right? I just complained about the theme issue in Big Brother earlier, so sure, it goes with the theme. And it's a lot of cord management. When you see this game, you see it in Survivor, you see it in the challenge sometimes, and it's mostly on a grander scale, right? They still need to get this over with in like 2 minutes or so. We're on live television, people. But a lot of this challenge is cord management. You don't want to get it tangled on itself. You want to try to get the most cord, but the most that is necessary, the least that is necessary, rather.
Well, and a key part of the strategy here is knowing when to run off with it.
Right.
Because we only see, I don't think Ashley leaves the spot once.
No, Will tried once.
Will tries once, and that is nowhere the biggest thing. Is that's the pressure of, because it is a waste of your time to go all the way out there and miss, 10, 15 seconds.
You have to weigh it
when you could be jumping around. So, I mean, from the jump, before the comp even starts, I know that Keanu's coming out of this on top.
Oh, yeah.
And I know
zipping and flying around that thing.
I know that poor Will is going home. Or at least that Will was not going to win the fucking competition.
Well, no, he was not going to win.
Because as soon as the buzzer goes, or not the buzzer, but as soon as Julie kicks things off, Keanu is just swinging through this thing, ducking, weaving, jumping, climbing. He makes it look effortless. I mean, it was fun to watch. He's a fun physical competitor to watch. I'm sure he'll go on the challenge.
I'd be shocked.
He's got to be fast tracked for it, and he'll be awesome to watch there. So he just makes it look easy. And he only goes out once, and he has like exactly the right amount of rope. He has a little bit more,
maybe cool. a couple feet extra to play with.
Which I mean, Keanu had to fight for his life in this BB blockbuster. If he's on the block for a vote,
he's fighting for his life.
He's going
because
home.
He burned everyone's bridge that week by doing some fuck shit.
Right. Regardless of who he's up against, he doesn't have the votes to stay, because they do. And so good for him for pulling it out. I mean, I've lost track of his wins at this point, but he's definitely got the most of anyone in the season.
Yeah.
And he lives to fight another day, right?
He does. That cockroach that will not die. He has survived over and over and over again. And we love a good underdog comeback story. So I think that's definitely his angle in this game right now, if anything else. But what happened if you were to tell me Will and Ashley are sitting on the block next to each other 2 or 3 weeks ago, I'd say Ashley goes home.
Of course.
Ashley put her nose to the ground and she grinded that week. She absolutely grinded. And I think this week is a real turning point in my mind with Ashley because of how she's playing. She even said it to us, I think, in one of these episodes this week or the week prior, where she's like, I'm playing dumb. I knew she was doing that the whole time, but it was just like, I was like, are you though? Like, I don't know where it stops and where it starts. Like, I don't know what we're doing here.
The wrong Jimmy vote was not playing dumb.
No, exactly. That's where we got some gray area, right? So I'm really starting to see her turn around in games. She even told the audience in one of her DR sessions where she was like, yeah, I'm playing dumb, and at jury is where I need to start turning it on and really hitting the ground running. And I am seeing her do that. So applause to you, Ashley, because I didn't think you had a shot in hell winning this game at the start of it. But I think you are really, her trajectory is on the upswing, where I think a lot of people, Vince, Morgan, downswing, and Lauren and Kelly have just kind of been meh in the middle the whole time. So,
well, she saw the writing on the wall. She did not get caught up in the fact that she was going up with her closest ally in the house, which at this point is Will, right?
And
she knows that Keanu has a really good chance of pulling himself down because that's what he's done every week this season. That's what he does.
So she's like, how do I maneuver around my closest ally? And honestly, too, I thought Will would be, a little hesitant or whatever about sitting next to Ashley or campaigning against her. But we see him in the DR say he is not going to roll over. He says, Ashley is like his daughter. but he says he wouldn't even let his daughters beat him in this game. And I was like, I love that. I love that.
I love Captain Will.
The military man.
I've loved seeing him more as, obviously like the house has gotten smaller because he has been fly on the wall for a lot of it, especially in the first couple of weeks of the season, but he's really come around. And so and it's clear that everyone in the house loves him too, because right, we said at first, whoever Will sits next to, he's got to stay. Kind of like Ava, because people like him so much. But I guess you get to this point in the game, and now that becomes a threat.
Thing. Yeah. I mean, last week, I think I was saying that I was slotting Will to win. Because of just how likable and, I'm not a comp beast. I'm flying under the radar.
No one said a bad word about him.
On the side of all the votes. No one said a bad word about him. You can go to him with anything. He'll listen to you. He might not hear you, but he's listening.
And he seems frustrated that, well, maybe not just frustrated, but like he gets evicted 3-2, right?
Yeah.
The votes to keep him are Ava, who was his number one ally in the house, and Kelly. Also makes sense. I don't know that they were working together, but Kelly and Ashley clearly are not. So
yeah. And then we have Keanu, Morgan, and Vince teaming up to get Will out.
Yeah.
Because I think Ashley convinced them. She had a line. She said something like, okay, Will's going to be put up again. And then next time it's going to be one of you.
Yeah.
You're going home next to Will. And I think that scared a lot of people. And they're like, we don't want to go home. We don't want to be Ashley, who's potentially, or at the start of the week, was the one going home. But then she flipped the script and was like, no, he's dangerous. And I applaud her majorly because she had her back against the wall and she fought. She stayed this week because she fought a very strategic social game.
She has a chance to ride this momentum into the final.
Yes, and I hope she does.
Yeah, at this point,
I want someone to root for. Give me someone to root for.
It was nice to see someone, actually pull a real move out. And sure, was it a little blurry through the first couple of weeks whether she was playing into playing dumb or maybe just making a couple mistakes and learning along the way, but
still unforgivable, the Jimmy moment.
That's also the most important thing, is like she was adapting to the game, right? And she let a lot of people, including me, kind of assume that she was just working for Rachel, which I guess she was to an extent because it was beneficial to work for Rachel until it wasn't anymore. And she was able to recognize that. So, mad props. It would be nice to see an actual player win this game.
Right. And this is what I've been craving from like Keanu.
Yeah. Who
is just trying to big brain the game in all the wrong ways. She's actually grinding and making it work. I'm like, Keanu, that's how you do it. How Ashley's doing it is how you do it.
She's smart enough to realize too. I screamed at this guy a week ago when he put me up. It is beneficial to me to get a little more friendly with him.
Right. This whole game, she is lowering her threat level until she's almost in the back. Like, maybe she's a nice vase instead of wallpaper like Lauren, right?
Okay.
But, she's now trying to be like, no, I am a player. And she's kind of increasing her threat level in a way that hopefully when she sits in those final 2 or 3 chairs, she's able to articulate that to the jury and being like, yeah, I'm a lawyer. I didn't let any of that slide. Y'all thought I was an idiot. I knew all this stuff. I was just playing dumb with you. I played all of you. And then this is how I really started playing the game at jury, because I knew I needed to start making a resume for myself, because the first half of the game was specifically and intentionally different than my second half of the game.
Yeah.
She wins.
Yeah.
She wins if that's what it comes down to. And she's been, aligning with other people. She's been trying to like pull people closer to her. So I think this is a super pivotal week for her. We're coming up on a double eviction happening on Thursday. So we'll see if she survives that.
If she wins HOH, who does she put up?
Oh, gosh.
Not for the double, just for the Sunday episode or whatever. I know football now. So the first episode of the week, she wins HOH for the week. Who does she put up?
If I'm her, I'm putting up
Kelly, Lauren.
No, I'm not putting Kelly up if I'm her. I want Kelly sitting next to me at the end. No one likes Kelly. Keep Kelly here. I will drag Kelly to the end. I'm putting up, if I'm Ashley, I'm putting up Morgan, I'm putting up Vince, and I'm putting up Lauren. Vince and his bitches can sit on the block and fight for it.
You don't think Keanu?
As a replacement nom? Why would I give him a chance in the veto?
That's a good point.
Right?
There you go. Man, she really does have a shot.
That's what I would love to see.
Wow.
But the last hot topic of the week I have here is Vorgan. The curse.
I said no Vorgan.
Yes, but it goes with the Cheat Mance. The Cheat Mance is hard to watch, so therefore the gross Vorgan name.
Everything about it is terrible.
Yes, and that's intentional, I think. So we actually have them start to fracture this week because Vince chooses Lauren.
Because he fucks it up. Because he fucks everything up.
Yeah, he be fucking it up. So they are absolutely splintering right now. They've gotten the heat from production asking them questions, and a slight maybe spoiler because I've been saying online, but it gets worse. Their fracturing gets worse, and I cannot wait to continue to talk about it in our next episode because Zingbot has a terrible zing for them. That has been all the chatter in the house this week.
Well, everyone knows that's going to be
everyone knows what's happening. Yeah. I think everyone's holding their breath seeing what it's going to be, and sure enough, Big Brother delivers. They needed to give us something. Thank you for making a joke about this, Big Brother. Coming in I guess the Wednesday episode, which this will be posted on Wednesday, so tonight's episode. So they continue to fracture, but then you get Vince like kneeling next to the hammock.
Oh my God.
And Morgan's on the hammock and she has her arm out and he's basically like trying to console her.
Yeah, context. This is right after she snubs him. She comes out of the DR. She's wearing sunglasses and she walks by Vince eating by himself at the table. He does a little kid wave, which
I think it wasn't even an open fist. It was a closed fist, like a little.
So he gives her a baby wave, and then she walks right by. Doesn't even look at him. He points it out to Keanu.
What? I don't understand.
Like Keanu gives a fuck, by the way.
I don't understand why my number one ally thinks she's not my number one ally anymore after I publicly picked someone who could be perceived as my number one ally. I'm so confused. Why is she upset? Shut the fuck up, Vince. You have spun these lies. You have made your bed, so now lie in it. But instead, we get Morgan lying on the hammock upset, and we get Vince. He's holding her hand, and the camera work on this does him so dirty because I saw this on the live, but I was wondering if they were going to put it in the actual broadcast episode. And he's holding her hand, and his little furry lip gets real close to it, and he does not do a pucker. I think that is very crucial. He does not pucker his lips, but his lips are on her hand, and he's moving it around. I'm sorry, Vince, but your mouth should be on nowhere on Morgan's body. You have a girlfriend. What are you doing?
This was one of those where I pulled the hood all the way over my face and then pulled the strings really tight because I just wanted to be away from what I was looking at. And I wasn't even in the room with them. The douche chill crippled me.
It hurt. Matt gets big douche chills. He does not like seeing people fuck themselves over and then live in it. He hates that.
Just because I do it constantly, so I fucking hate seeing other people. But never like this.
No.
Let me make that clear. Never like this. Dude, this is the worst by far. How does it get worse? And how does it keep getting worse?
Well, then he follows up with saying, I can't remember the exact phrase that he said, but he said something along the lines of, I'm going to be attached to you at the hip the rest of the day. We're going to eat together. We're going to go to the bathroom together. Like, you're not going to be able to get rid of me today because I'm going to glom onto you and basically make it up to you.
It's so clear that none of this has to do with gameplay, and it's just friendliness and at this point, just interpersonal relationship, I guess, is maybe a better way to put
strong human chemistry.
Right. Part A into part B. And so I just think that he's not thinking at all about alliance. He just cares about the companionship. It seems he's behaving like he's attracted to her and wants that to be reciprocated. And just, dude, I know he can't hear me. Please stop.
Yeah, but he can hear Big Brother production. He can hear Zingbot.
Will's sitting there and he's like, "Oh, I want to tell him that there's something." I wish Will had told him something because I think Vince would have listened. But also, Will probably didn't want to speak that into the fucking house and then have that make the episode.
And they all gossiped about it, though. All of them did. Dude. So, not a good look. So, basically, this week, we get Rachel getting the rug pulled out from underneath of her. She goes home. We get some shitty BB comics and Ashley being the best, in my opinion, in my very strategic, mathematically proven numerical chart setup that I created, and Kelly being absolutely terrible. And then we get the Willatary man leaving and Vince and Morgan fracturing. Ashley's winning me over. Yeah, that's pretty much that's the week.
I know we have one-liners, but before we get into the one-liners, I want to talk about Will's exit interview with Julie. That'll kind of help me segue into my one-liner.
Let's do it.
So, Will's
also my one-liner of the week. I only have one quote, so this is great.
Awesome, because I love Will, and I wanted to see him go to the end. It makes sense. Like he had already resigned to the fact that he was going to go because he was too likable, right? Like, he's not even bitter about it. Because how can you be bitter about being so well liked? But you also can't really... there's no like doubt. There's no I don't understand. He's like, yeah, I guess this is it. It's kind of like he understood that this is probably how it was always going to go for him.
Yeah.
And I think that's a tough place to be in as a player, but like, dude, everyone's going to be like, he could very well be America's favorite, right?
Oh, sure.
I think that he might be the strongest contender at this point, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, in his pitch to the house guests before eviction, he could barely say anything. He was so choked up. Ashley was crying. Everyone
he's got my vote,
other
by
house
the way.
guests. Yeah.
I am voting for Will.
Yeah.
For America's favorite.
Yeah.
I'm announcing that now.
Yeah, I can't be fooled into Ava. She got me.
I mean, I still really like Ava.
I do.
Don't get me wrong. I think Ava deserves to be to go far in this game. I think she also deserves a space on finale night. But Will has just been really fun to watch, and it's it is cool to see people be human in the house and on the show.
Yeah, I can really relate to him just listening to people talk and absolutely zoning out.
Oh, come on. You can see that he drops wisdom on people.
No, I'm being serious. I'm being
kindness,
serious.
yeah.
That's how I navigate through half of my interactions.
Yeah.
Is how he does.
Yeah, that's look, well, I'm very fond of you too. So
Thanks.
I would vote for you unless you were up against Will for America's favorite.
Dang.
But in that same exit interview, it's not really a one-liner, but I have it down as my favorite line of the week. Julie says, "Final thoughts, Will?" And Will just says, "I hope Ava wins." And I think that's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Because no one has been saying that, right? Everyone says, well, I had a great experience. Thank you, everyone, right? No, it's as real as it gets. He just goes, "I hope my friend wins."
Yeah.
I think that's fucking awesome. Like, most people are still angry about being evicted. They're bitter at, their so-called alliances or whatever. And I think it's cool that he's just telling it like it is.
Could you imagine if Brendan has been going on this Ava smear campaign? Ava sitting in those final chairs, and Will gets Rachel to vote for Ava as the winner. So now Brendan has done this whole smear campaign against her. And then what if she actually votes for her to win? He would look like he has egg on his face.
That's Curb Your Enthusiasm music.
I need to see it. I need to see her in the final chairs. I don't need to see her necessarily win. I just need to see Rachel casting a vote for Ava to win. That would make this whole season worth it to me.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
I think that is a strong possibility. I know Rachel is talking about how she's going to really run the jury or whatever, but I think the people going into the jury house are fucking over Rachel. Yeah. And I don't think that they're going to be swayed by her. I don't think a single person who goes in there is going to be like glad to see her from a game sense. I mean, sure, they probably got along inside the house,
right.
But
well, I think the game, they're removed from the game to a certain extent, right? You're just living as roommates now. So as long as she can be a good roommate to people and only turn on this, like, iconic villain behavior when they interview the jury on a
Sure.
weekly basis, then sure, maybe they start to listen to her. But they really don't even get that much time with her in jury because it's like jury speed run.
Yeah.
Now.
Especially, there's 2 weeks left.
Yeah.
I would love to hear your line of the week from Captain Will.
So Will was, I think, maybe talking to Ashley or someone just about the position they're in, being up on the block, and how it's inevitable, and how like this is how it's gonna be. And he says, "You can't abracadabra this shit."
That's a good one. Oh man.
Beautiful. What a sweet way to end his time on Big Brother as the winner of the one-liner of the week this week with us.
Yeah, safe home. Well, I guess he's not dead, but good luck, Captain Will. Enjoy the jury house. I'll be counting down the days till we see. I can't wait to watch him do his little guess who around the corner, right? As Rachel's sitting by herself by the pool or something like that. But no, I mean, really easy guy to root for. He's got like the story. He's a vet. He's got the family stuff. He shouts at his wife every week, whether it's in an eviction speech or just drunk holding court on the lawn looking into the camera. That's one thing that I'll miss on the live feeds is Will with his red cup just pontificating,
standing in the middle of the backyard,
looking at the camera in the corner.
Swaying a little bit,
Yeah,
and kind of pacing in place a little bit.
he's talking with his hands. God,
dropping life advice.
I'm gonna miss that guy.
His wife, his family. You got a little bit of everything of Will holding court out there, and he was great to watch.
Well, one more thing I want to point out in the exit interview is Julie's fit. We brought back the denim. It's more denim. This time it's a denim dress, kind of a last couple weeks of summer vibe, right?
I really like listening to you describe it specifically.
That's about it. That's all I got. I mean, I if you expected any more analysis from there, no, I was hoping you would pick it up, maybe with.
Part of every show that we do is listening to you describe Julie's outfit.
I think this is a really good one.
Right. I mean, I think it's
fire. And with that, we just want to plug our socials. At Backdoors and Blindsides on Instagram for meme content, reels, etc. At Backdoor Podcast on X for additional content and live posting during the show.
There's also a Backdoor Podcast that does international basketball reporting.
Oh yeah.
And they keep tagging us on shit.
Well, that's just
I
like.
keep having to untag myself from all these posts. It's all in Spanish or something. And I'm like, stop tagging me. You're tagging the wrong podcast. They do it every week.
All right, so tag them in all your Big Brother content, but also tag us. Live posting also on Threads at Backdoors and Blindsides. I'll say one more time, full video episodes on YouTube as well as YouTube Shorts. We're getting a lot of traction on YouTube right now, so if you don't already, at least subscribe. Check out the video episode in full. And obviously the audio podcast is available wherever you can get your podcasts. Is there anything else to plug?
Yeah, and next week is going to be a hell week for us because not only are we going to continue reporting on this ending of Big Brother, Survivor also starts, and we will also be covering Survivor. That's once a week though. That's a little easier.
Yeah.
Constant
Oh my
live
God.
feeds and 3 days a week. Big Brother, and I will miss it. Don't get me wrong. And then we are also covering Amazing Race.
Right.
We are a little unsure what that might look like, though. It might be a real format
Look,
only.
I'll say this now: you're not getting an hour on the Amazing Race.
You'll
get
returning Big Brother players.
Yeah.
Though.
Yes.
Maybe we'll see some more game play happening.
We're gonna cover it
unusual for Amazing Race.
on one of our mediums, whether it visual, audio, social media, whatever. Survivor will be the flagship product on our feed. Where you'll be getting the full length episodes, much like this. But we're not going to release those until we finish up with the Big Brother finale. So Survivor will start a little later in our programming, but in between episodes 1 and 2. And with that, coming to you live from inside our living room, I'm Matt.
And I'm Meg.
We're Backdoors and Blindsides. Glove one another.